Michelle, the crafter here at Fanciful Spaces. Today's video is to celebrate Jess and Laura's amazing accomplishment at reaching 3,000 YouTube subscribers for each of them. Huge! That's so exciting. So they've done so much work to organize this YouTube hop to bring inspiration and excitement to you guys. And in turn, they have also worked up some amazing sponsorships for some prizes. In the video, there will be a link to all of the amazing sponsors. Please comment on everybody's YouTube video, because the more times you comment, the more chances you have to win. The deadline for commenting is July 10th, and Laura and Jess are both going to post the winners on their YouTube pages, so you need to at least make sure you have subscribed to their pages. If anyone along the way has inspired you, please feel free to subscribe and get notifications down below. All right, thank you so much, and I hope you're having a great day. All right, to start off, I have this wooden board. It's like 9 inches by 9 inches square, and I am just prepping the surface with some generic, really inexpensive white acrylic paint. A lot of people use gesso. You could totally use gesso. However, I think cheap white paint might be cheaper, and that's why I use it. So I'm working on the sky here, and I am combining some apple barrel light blue with some Dina Wakley from Ranger lapis paint. There are just two paints that I have. Yeah, the apple barrel is totally the $50 stuff at Walmart. And I'm just scumbling on the paint, just mixing it up, trying to get somewhere in the world of what I'm looking for. I had done straight lines, you know, like hazy lines, and I wasn't loving it. So that's when I just went with the scumble, which is just little light cross hatches everywhere just to mix it up. And while all of my paint is still wet, I'm taking that really inexpensive white craft paint, and I'm just blobbing in a little bit of cloud edge going on just to make the sky a little bit interesting. You could totally do this when all of the background is dry. However, it fades it out a lot easier if you're doing it while all of your paint is wet. Fast forward, my paint was dry and I didn't like it. So these are some color sticks by Jane Davenport. I loved the color, and I was just doing like a little bit here and there, and then pretty soon I was like, I love it all. So I'm just going to color all of my sky with it, which is why you see me do it in parts. And then, you know, I end up ultimately doing the whole thing. When all of it is super duper dry, I'm now going in with some Brutus Monroe pigment ink in Alabaster just to pop those clouds out a little bit more. First, I use my little sponge dauber, and here I am using my Picket Fence Change Your Life brush. Oh, I use these all the time. I super love them. And it helps fade out and make a really, really gentle line. And there's the sky, all nice and done. So now we're going to work on the ocean, and I had put like a clear plastic thing. It's actually my jelly plate, just so that I could have a straight line that I could see through, because I needed to get some of what I had painted as sky to be ocean again. So I am using Dina Wakley's turquoise and ocean paints, and I think I bring in some lapis. Oh yeah, I do use the lapis as well. This is a really fine brush, a relatively small brush for the area. I am known for picking the smallest brushes humanly possible and trying to cover a large area with them, which is what I do. It moves a lot better once I added water to the project, and then it looked a little bit more water-like. So yeah, we're just working on some tropical waters, going back and forth, adding some water from my Nuvo spray bottle when my work area gets a little bit too dry, and it helps make that paint move a whole lot. Then once that is all done, I'm going to be going over it with some Prima Marketing Art Alchemy paints, and both I have an Opal Magic and two Metalique ones. Being able to do light coats of this over the whole area will tie all those stripes of the ocean in and smooth everything out. And as long as I water it down, it's not going to be too opaque. You're still going to be able to see some of the work that I'm doing. And one of the great, awesome things about this is it's shimmery, and I like all things shimmery. And doesn't the ocean deserve to be shimmery? I think so. So I have a shimmery, pretty ocean in large part thanks to these paints. I have light patina and teal blue. Light patina metallique and teal blue opal magic. And then rich turquoise in metallique. And here I am going with some Crafters Workshop shimmery goodness. I tried a palette knife and it just wasn't working. So then I went to a mixed media palette from Tonic Studios, and that worked a heck of a lot better. I thought I was going to use that glitter stuff, and then I ended up not doing it. So here I am distressing some cardstock. This is from cutcardstock.com. This is their twine and their discount cardstock options. And I just tore a section, and then I roughed it up a little bit. And here I'm taking some Versamark and sandcastle embossing powder from Brutus Monroe, and I'm just heating it up. And I cannot tell you what a goof I am, because I didn't care for the shininess. And so then I pulled out all this Distress Oxide, because I was like, Distress Oxide dries matte, I'll use that. And I'm using them with my Picket Fence Change Your Life brushes. And yeah, I got brown smear everywhere. It didn't want to set. It didn't want to stay. I tried the spray oxide in Vintage Photo, which totally achieved the color I was looking for. But everything I touched was brown. I don't know what I was thinking. And then the silly thing is I worked so hard to fight all this brown, and I ended up coating the entire thing before I got to the paper part with some Krylon varnish, and everything got super brown. So here I am using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and I'm pressing that paper down. You can see a fingerprint. It wipes off eventually. And I'm weighing it down with a dictionary in order to get it to stick. At that point, after it was stuck, that's when I sprayed it with the Krylon paint. I am using the Let's Flamingo stamp set from Sugar Pea Designs. I also have the corresponding dies, so I'm using those. And first I'm doing the little palm tree. The palm tree is in Catherine Pooler's Icing on the Cake ink, and then the leaves are both Grass Skirt and Lime Ricky. So I'm kind of focusing one color on the inside and one color on the outside for those leaves. For the flamingos, the main body is Coral Cabana and the wings are polished. So I struggled a lot with these flamingos. They're tiny little beak stamps, and you can see here I'm futzing with it, trying to stamp it on my acrylic acetate in order to get a good placement. Sorry about my head, but no matter how hard I placed them, I just could not get them to be where I wanted. See, they're off. I ended up just taking a micron pen and just drawing them all in. This is an ephemera die cut from Rita Bearcat. You can go to her Etsy website and find this beautiful little goddess and a whole bunch of other friends. I was very much inspired to use her. And I am giving her a background paper. This is the Star Dream Metallic Cardstock and Gold by cutcardstock.com, just so she can pop out. Her colors are a lot more muted than all of the rest of the picture, and I just wanted to help make her fit into the world a little bit more. So I kind of placed eyeballed where I wanted all of my flamingos go, and I left like all of their legs there so I could try to get them all in about the same position as I wanted. And of course I had to weigh it down. I'm using my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive to do all of my gluing here. It is my favorite adhesive. I also used it to glue my little goddess, flamingo goddess, to the paper. And then I wanted her to pop up, so I'm using some Craft Perfect dimensional adhesive foams. And not only am I using the adhesive on that, but I'm still using that deluxe adhesive in order to make sure it stays firmly on that wood. Here I am taking those Picket Fence brushes and dusting the edge of my sentiment paper with some more Catherine Pooler inks, and doing that same gold paper underneath it. Kind of wish I hadn't gone with the more greener blues. I wish I had just pretty much stuck with Fiesta Blue. But it is what it is. That's what I used. And then I was going to use some, the first glue that I grabbed was just too watery and wasn't going to work. So again, back to my tried and true Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. And I'm taking a little pin, like a sewing needle pin, and I'm just dragging the glue through areas of this girl's hair and flamingo and dress in order to give her more visual appeal in person. And then there is a section there that I actually did put a gem on her. And I'm also putting those same gems. These are crystal gems from Nuvo's Pure Sheen line. So she has one on her up in her hair region. And then of course I put some on the sentiment. And voila, it was super easy to do, but the bottom wasn't quite right. So then I had these shells and I decided to scatter. I had thought I was going to do a whole bunch of shells, and I thought I was going to drape shells, but I ended up just using my tried and true hot glue gun and gluing shells to the bottom. These shells came from the Upcycle Parts Shop here in Cleveland, where they upcycle crafting products. So I love going there and finding cool random things and not knowing what I'll use them for. And then just, you know, that bag of shells was 20 cents, 25 cents. And here they are. All right. I talked a lot. I talked my ear off. I hope I've inspired you. Leave a comment down below in order to be eligible to win a prize. And thank you so much. Have a great day.